we have to have a closed casket. We can't even see her. The people at the mortuary don't even want us to see her because he said it's traumatic. Why would someone do this?
31-year-old model Melissa Mooney lived in Los Angeles at the luxurious Sky at Bunker Hill apartment complex on Figueroa Street near Beverly Hills. Her sister, Guyanese pop star Jordan Pauline, described her as a peacemaker and the backbone of their family. She was very close with all her family and communicated with them regularly. So on September 7th, when Melissa suddenly stopped responding and messages delivered to her iPhone changed from blue to green, signaling that the phone may have been powered off, her family knew something was wrong.
When a week went by, we just knew something was off. Like, her messages wasn't delivering and stuff, so we knew something was up.
Her family continued to grow increasingly more worried as the week went on without hearing from Melissa, until they finally decided to call the police to perform a welfare check. However, the responding officers only knocked on the door and left after not receiving an answer. 2 days later, Melissa's mother went to the Sky apartment complex and asked the manager to check the high-rise apartment. He opted to call police, and when they arrived, he opened the apartment door for them. While performing their search, the investigators noticed that food that normally should be kept cold in the refrigerator was sitting on the counter. When they opened the refrigerator door, they found Mooney's body inside. Her hands and feet were both bound, and she had a gag in her mouth, as well as several articles of clothing and electrical cords wrapped around her head. After the authorities completed their investigation, her family went back to the apartment to collect some of Melissa's personal belongings.
The autopsy report states it's uncertain the role that alcohol and drugs may have played in her death. The medical examiner noted the autopsy revealed blunt force trauma injuries to Melissa's face, head, back, and upper left arm.
Pauline also said that she received an alert from her sister's iCloud indicating she was still online, which made her believe that her murderer was trying to sell the phone and MacBook. Melissa's murder shocked the community, as just 2 days earlier, another LA model, 32-year-old Nikki Coates, was found dead at the 8th and Grand apartment complex just a mile away. On that Friday night, she told friends that she was going out on a date. However, she was never heard from again after that date. After not hearing from Nikki, her father and aunt decided to go to the apartment to check up on her.
She was covered up, and I went over and I said, "Nicole," and I touched her arm, and she was just like stone.
A few days later, they heard about another model killed in the same area, one that police are investigating as a murder.
That scared us all, because now we feel that it's related, because she wasn't far from where Nicole lived.
The Los Angeles coroner's office ruled Nikki's death an accident as a result of cocaine and ethanol toxicity, and the LAPD have stated that the deaths of the two models are unrelated. 1 month after Melissa's body was found in the refrigerator, her autopsy report was finally completed, and her cause of death was listed as homicidal violence. The report revealed the horrific details that Mooney was severely beaten and bound with her arms and legs tied to each other behind her back, with miscellaneous electronic cords and clothing items before being stuffed inside of her refrigerator. The toxicology testing found evidence of recent cocaine use in her system as well, but the report says it is uncertain whether the alcohol or drugs may have contributed to her death. She was last seen alive on a surveillance video taken at her apartment complex, showing her arriving at the residence with a woman and a man on September 5th. Unfortunately, LAPD has not released the full security footage to the public yet, but a video of the model on the following day, September 6th, is the last footage of her alive. The man carrying several plastic bags returned to the complex the very next day, September 7th, and used Mooney's security key to access the elevator. Police found her body 5 days later. Months after Melissa's body was found in her apartment, the man in the security video was identified as Magnus Daniel Humphrey, and he was promptly arrested and charged with murder. He now awaits trial and sentencing. Melissa's family has been devastated by the loss of their loved one, but are happy that the man responsible is finally behind bars.
I miss her so much. She was my only one, and I'm not going to ever be able to tell her that I love her or touch her again.
That's my sister. We're supposed to grow old together. Melissa's always been someone like a peacemaker in our family, someone that's always been like the backbone and making sure everyone's getting together, loving on each other.
A GoFundMe has been created to help her family with legal fees as they continue to fight for justice, as well as funding a foundation in Melissa's name. Please keep her family and loved ones in your thoughts and prayers, and we urge anyone with any information about Melissa's murder to call Detective Kearse of the Los Angeles Police Department at 213-996-4150, or submit an anonymous tip online at www.lacrimestoppers.org. Please share and like this story so we can help bring justice and aid to Melissa's family.